This episode is sponsored in part by Lucky Duck Games, who just launched a new website. They're also giving viewers of Tantrum House a special deal. Just use Tantrum10 during checkout, and you'll save 10% on the price of your games. Thank you for joining me today at Tantrum House Studio D. I'm Kevin Delp. Today we're looking at board games launching the second half of October 2020 on Kickstarter. One that I missed from my last video is Lost Ones from Greenbrier Games. This is a game for 1 to 4 players, a map tile exploration game set in a choose-your-own-path story. The player takes on the role of one of the 4 available youths who have been kidnapped and taken to the other world, home of the Fae. The game begins just as the player escapes captivity during a conflict between warring Fae factions and must now explore this magical realm. Besides solo play, there is a co-op mode for up to 4 players. These next few launch on October 20th. We'll see Midnight Murder Mysteries, a new edition for 2 to 5 players. In the game, you and your fellow private detectives are aboard a majestic cruise ship when the lifeless body of one of the occupants is found in their luxury suite. The prime suspects are the 12 occupants of the VIP cabins on the upper deck. They are the only ones who could have had access. You must try to reconstruct the circumstances of the alleged crime. Townsfold Tussle is for 2 to 5 players. This is a cooperative boss battler game.
The Blue Rings is a newly designed deck for the classic card game Scott. Scott is a trick-taking game for 3 players, where one player faces off against the team of the other 2. A single deal takes 3 to 5 minutes. Scott is the most popular game in Germany. Many think it is the best 3-player card game ever. The Blue Rings deck is custom designed for Scott. The cards are not only beautiful and durable, they also make the rules intuitive and obvious.
Ion Game Design is launching a dual campaign for Bios Mesofauna and Galenus. Bios Mesofauna is a game for 1 to 4 players, takes about 90 to 120 minutes to play. This is an alternative to Bios Megafauna, but they can be integrated together. This game has area majority, influence, card drafting, and a modular board. Galenus is for 1 to 4 players, takes about 60 to 180 minutes to play. This is all about doctors and medicine in Imperial Rome, curing your patients, gaining knowledge, and publishing works in ancient Rome. It's a worker placement game where you place up to 6 action pawns and then decide when and how to resolve them. Treasure Hogs is for 2 to 5 players, takes about 30 to 40 minutes to play. This is a competitive card game where players are oinking to become the ultimate treasure hog. For players 10 years and up. This is a pig and hog themed world where you take on the role of a hog archaeologist, such as AMELIA SWINEHART, Sir Hogsalot, or Professor Bones. You're competing to win the most ancient treasures. The hog archaeologist with the most treasure points becomes the ultimate treasure hog. But beware, thieves may steal your treasure out of turn, so you must guard your treasure safely, because you do not want to provoke a hog tie challenge. This game is a portable card game. Mythic Games launches Darkest Dungeon, the board game. For 1 to 4 players, takes about 90 to 120 minutes to play. This is an adaptation of Red Hook's acclaimed video game. You're trying to cleanse a manor and its surroundings of all manner of evil. This is a fully co-op dungeon crawl game. Annapurna is for 2 to 4 players, takes about 30 to 60 minutes to play. Climbing the most dangerous mountain in the world. Elemies is for 4 players, takes about 30 to 90 minutes to play. This is a game of character, strategy, adaptability, and teamwork. Trying to get rid of your cards first, win the battles, and collect treasure points for your team. Some of the game mechanics include hand management, memory, ladder climbing, trading, and trick-taking. Here be Dragons Into the Unknown for 1 to 6 players, takes about 1 to 4 hours to play, discovering a new world each time you play. Velocity Vanguard is a physics-based space board game for 1 to 4 players. On October 21st, Arcane Wonders in connection with Greater Than Games launches Freedom 5, a Sentinel Comics board game for 1 to 5 players. Heroes race to protect their home city and its inhabitants from an onslaught of villainy from Baron Blade and his criminal cohorts. Immerse yourself in the world of Sentinel Comics and test your wits against a dastardly smart AI in the newest evolution of the Defenders of the Realm series by Richard Launius. Also on October 21st, Board Game Brothers launches Hoop Godz along with a reprint of the game Rap Gods. On October 22nd, we'll see an expansion to Grand Austria Hotel called Let's Waltz. And this game will include 5 new modules. On October 23rd, we'll see an expansion to Widget Ridge called Emergence. This is a steampunk deck builder. On October 26th, Bright Light Games launches the Mariana Trench, a pocket deep-sea diving adventure for 1 to 2 players, while you're exploring the depths of the Mariana Trench for 10 to 20 minutes. These next few launch on October 27th. Fantasia Games launches Endless Winter, Paleo-Americans, settle new lands, grow your population, and build megaliths in an endless winter. For 1 to 4 players, takes about 50 to 90 minutes to play. Players guide the development of their tribes across several generations. This is a Euro-style game that combines worker placement and deck building in an innovative way. Blacklist Games launches DIREALLIANCE Horror. This is a tactical deck building game that you can play competitively or cooperatively for 1 to 4 players. It takes about 45 to 90 minutes to play. Breaking Games launches 2 expansions for 1 campaign, one asking for trobils, Troublemakers. This adds a new location to the board called the Sagan Colony. The expansion also adds new troble cards, purple shard resources, Trobot tokens, and a small board. The 8th ship that was promised with an extra punch board in the original game is also provided. Companions. You're gaining new companions that help or hinder you on your way to rid the galaxy of trobils. The base game is for 2 to 7 players, takes about 60 to 75 minutes to play. With these new companions, they bring ways to capture trobils more efficiently if you can put up with their quirks.
Colossal Films is proud to present B-Movies, a game for 3 to 6 aspiring filmmakers. Gather around the table and start pitching and voting on the best B-Movies ideas. With multiple rules variants, you can always adjust the game to your liking as you create movie scenarios. Anyone can play. You just need a wild imagination. Is your script good enough to become a cult classic?
Gatekeeper Games launches the 2nd edition to The King's Armory, a game for 1 to 7 players. Takes about 30 to 240 minutes to play. It has mechanisms like action point, dice rolling, grid movement, modular board. This is a co-op tower defense game that remains true to the online genre of tower defense. In addition, it allows new players to drop in or drop out of the game without destroying the game balance. Players can choose from several playable heroes to lead the king's defenses. Over the course of the game, waves of monsters will flood onto the board, rushing down the path turn by turn, trying to break into the king's armory. We'll see a relaunch of Neomorphosis, Infestation, Shogun No Katana, where you craft swords by gathering resources and placing them on a grid. For 1 to 4 players, takes about 1 to 3 hours to play. Two Kings is a 2-player only game for 20 to 25 minutes, where you are fighting to the conquest of the kingdom. Level 99 Games launches Sakura Arms Yurina box, combining the powers of the martial goddesses to duel beneath falling Sakura. For 2 players, takes about 10 to 20 minutes to play. On October 28th, Tabula Games launches Sons of Faeriell. For 2 to 4 players, takes about 90 to 120 minutes to play. Faeriell is a verdant land of forests, mountains, and lakes set at risk by the menace of corruption. The game is a semi-co-op strategic Eurogame with multiple endings that uses game mechanisms like movement points, ownership, point-to-point movement, and prisoner's dilemma with an action queue. As an additional thrill to the game, one player can choose to change sides, get corrupted, and gain the Corruption Sower as a new hero, becoming able to win in the event corruption defeats all others. Clash of Armies is a medieval deck builder for 30 minutes. Zombiefilled, the card game, is a zombie-themed card game for 2 to 4 players. Trust Me, I'm a Superhero is for 3 to 6 players, takes about 30 minutes to play. On October 31st, Cute Alienation launches for 3 to 5 players, takes about 20 to 40 minutes to play. They are cute, we are doomed, except for a single human. will it be you? I believe Octoraf Games will be launching Brick and Mortar sometime late October for 2 to 4 players. It takes about 60 to 120 minutes to play, manipulate the market, and undercut your opponents to maximize profits from your stores. And a quick shout out to one of our series sponsors, GameFound. They are a free-to-use pledge manager. And a huge announcement from them, they are launching their first crowdfunding campaign on GameFound, ISS Vanguard. And you can check more information about that at gamefound.com. There's no date set yet, but it looks like in the future they will also be crowdfunding other publishers' campaigns. You can look a lot of information on gamefound.com. If you are interested in learning more, check that website out, or you can email them at business@gamefound.com. Let's see, from this list, we will be doing videos for the Midnight Murder Mysteries, for Endless Winter that you can check out on our channel, the expansion for Asking for Trobils, and I'm sure a couple more there that I'm missing on the list here, but check those out coming from our channel this month. And we would love to hear what board game has been the longest you've waited to actually fulfill to your doorstep from Kickstarter. I'd love to hear what the longest wait you've had, what board game that was, or if you're still waiting for one that's pretty long, let me know what that is in the comments below. I'd love to hear what that is. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you next time. This episode is sponsored in part by Meeple Realty. Check out all the cool wooden inserts at meeplerealty.com.